Howdy, Cowboys Nation. If you're as passionate about staying ahead of the game and being the first to catch all the breaking news about our beloved Dallas Cowboys, then subscribing to our channel is an absolute must. Your support means the world to us, and it's what fuels our dedication to delivering the freshest updates directly from the heart of the action in Dallas itself. So, before we dive into the latest news, make sure you've subscribed and turned on notifications. Your subscription is vital in helping us reach our goal of 11,000 subscribers. Alright, let's get into it. Today, we're talking about the latest updates from Cowboys training camp, focusing on who's rising and who's falling as we get closer to the regular season. There are a lot of players making names for themselves, while others might be putting their roster spots in jeopardy. Let's start with the risers. Risers. FB Hunter Luepke. Back for a second season with Dallas, the team's only true fullback is impressing with his effort and development. Versatility is key for the modern FB, and Luepke is showing his stuff as a ball carrier, receiver, blocker, and even lining up as a tight end would at times. Being called instrumental by owner/GM Jerry Jones and drawing praise from Mike McCarthy as well, Luepke appears to be a roster lock and poised to get a lot more than the 9 touches he had as a rookie. Cowboys Nation, what do you think about Hunter Luepke's rise? Do you believe he will play a significant role this season? Drop a Y for yes or an N for no in the comments section below. And let us know why you feel that way. Your opinions matter, and we love hearing from you. OT Terrence Steele. While his roster spot was never in doubt, some wondered if Steele would be challenged for his starting job at right tackle after a down year. The veteran appears to have silenced any doubters with a strong camp thus far, showing he's further recovered from a 2022 knee injury. While never the best pass protector, Steele's prowess in the run game was sorely missed last season and will be a welcome return to the offense this season. LB Damone Clark. Between the signing of Eric Kendricks, the return of DeMarvion Overshown, and the drafting of Marist Liufau, Clark was becoming an afterthought among the core linebackers. But after reports of Clark's considerable growth, thanks in part to mentoring from retired LB Sean Lee and Leighton Vander Esch, he's pushing to hold his ground against all of the fresh faces. It's also a sign that, after a year of being miscast due to injuries, Clark is finally getting to play ball the way he was meant to. Now, shifting to the fallers. Fallers. RB Ezekiel Elliott. We never expected to see the old Zeke again, but unfortunately, Elliott now just looks old. Rico Dowdle is earning the starting job on the practice field, which shouldn't surprise us, but even guys like Luepke and veteran Royce Freeman are drawing more positive reviews. It's hard to imagine Zeke not making the roster given all of the non-football factors, including an almost fully guaranteed contract, but he may end up with a smaller share in the rotation than most have projected. What are your thoughts, Cowboys fans? Is it time for the Cowboys to move on from Ezekiel Elliott, or should he stay and fight for his spot? Drop your comments below and let us know what you think. WR Ryan Flournoy. The rookie was one of the hottest names coming out of the spring camps and OTAs, but has missed a lot of time in Oxnard due to a knee issue. It's allowed other prospects like Jalen Brooks, Tyron Billy Johnson, and Jalen Cropper to rise in his absence, putting pressure on Flournoy to come back strong in the coming weeks and preseason games. D.E. Viliami Fehoko Jr. A 4th-round pick last year, Fehoko's already suffered from the change in defensive coordinator and different expectations from the linemen. His size was more of an asset to Dan Quinn's scheme where he could move inside in packages, but now Fehoko seems too slow to play DE for Mike Zimmer. The lack of defensive line depth means he still has a chance to hang on, but it's not looking good for the second-year prospect. Cowboys Nation, do you think Viliami Fehoko Jr. has a chance to turn things around? Drop a Y for yes or an N for no in the comments section below. And don't just vote, let us know why you feel that way. Let's take a moment to appreciate the hard work and dedication of all these players. Training camp is a crucial time for everyone on the roster, and it's inspiring to see some of our guys step up and make a name for themselves. As always, we'll be keeping a close eye on the developments and bringing you all the latest updates. Now, we're talking about one of the most intriguing storylines of this training camp, Trey Lance. There's been a lot of buzz around Lance, especially regarding his position on the roster and his potential future with the Cowboys. But one thing's for sure, even if he doesn't secure the QB2 spot, Trey Lance is unlikely to be released. Let's break it down. Few players in the Cowboys training camp are drawing more attention than quarterback Trey Lance. While we're eager to see how he competes for the backup job and if he can create any sort of value beyond this year, one outcome you shouldn't be looking for is Lance failing to make the 2024 roster. Dallas essentially assured Lance's roster spot when they elected to keep him back in the offseason, triggering a $4.3 million fully guaranteed bonus. It raised his cap hit to $5.3 million, including base salary, and offers no relief if he is cut. The Cowboys could certainly release him, but they would still be out the full amount as Lance's salary is also guaranteed from his original rookie contract. Cowboys Nation, what are your thoughts on Trey Lance's contract situation? Do you think it was a smart move by the Cowboys? Let us know in the comments below with a Y for yes or an N for no. Your opinions matter. Why do we even bring this up? Well, we've talked before about the possibility that Dallas could part with veteran backup Cooper Rush and run with just Lance behind Dak Prescott on this year's QB depth chart. This move would result in cap savings for the Cowboys of $2.25 million with Rush in the final year of his deal. Keeping just two QBs would also free up a spot on the 53-man roster for some other position. If Lance does pull even with Rush in the next 4 weeks, then this could still happen. But so far, every camp observer has Rush leading the fight. Preseason games are still to be played, and we can expect Lance to dominate the snaps there, so there's still time for opinions to change. But for now, Lance is looking very much like the third quarterback. Cowboys fans, do you think Trey Lance can pull even with Cooper Rush and secure the QB2 spot? Share your thoughts and predictions in the comments. We love hearing from you. So if Dallas might not keep Rush as a third QB, why keep Lance? This is where the guaranteed money comes into play, as the cost is already sunk in Lance. The Cowboys don't want to pay him $5.3 million just for being a camp arm and taking bullets in some preseason games. He'd already be one of the most expensive backup quarterbacks in the NFL at that amount, even worse if he's not even a member of your roster. While some might say they also don't want to admit to wasting that fourth-round pick they traded away for Lance, that's less of a concern. While it's hardly an asset to take lightly, it's not like we haven't seen fourth-rounders get cut after 1 year or not even make the team at all as rookies. Sure, they can also land you a franchise quarterback on occasion, but in the grand scheme, it's just one less spin at the roulette wheel. Speaking of that franchise QB, Prescott's contract situation is part of this as well. If Dallas does start weighing the idea of releasing Lance and eating their losses, they might hesitate if Prescott isn't signed up beyond this season. Even if they're not impressed with Lance's work this summer, he's still a 24-year-old former third overall pick. If the coaches can keep working with him throughout the year and then he can be re-signed on the cheap, it gives the Jones family something they can try to sell in the wake of a possible Prescott exit. Between spent money and unsettled contract issues at quarterback, Trey Lance has some non-football factors working in his favor. Ideally, he'll work some things out soon and earn his way onto the roster. But it's hardly backup or bust for Lance at this point. He'd have to be so bad and the Cowboys so desperate for that 53rd roster spot not to make it now. Cowboys Nation, how do you feel about Trey Lance's chances this season? Do you think he has what it takes to be a valuable player for the Cowboys? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to vote on our latest poll about Lance's future with the team. Before we wrap up, remember to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any breaking news. Your support helps us grow and reach our goal of 11,000 subscribers. We appreciate every one of you in our Cowboys community. Thanks for tuning in to Cowboys News TV. Until next time, go Cowboys!